That's a good noise. That's our neighbor bringing us some creek gravel because we have some changes going on in the barnyard. Done. Kinda. So, if you're not familiar, this is creek gravel, and it's, well, you can get it out of a river, you can get it out of creeks. Anyways, it's a mixture in sizes. And as you can see, just by looking at it, like, you got rocks as big as this, or even bigger. There's some of them that are even bigger. All the way down to like this little fine, gritty, sandy gravel. And it's really not a bad thing. You know, it's not so bad for animals. It's not even bad for a driveway. We've put it on our driveway a couple of times, and we just go through and we pick out the really big rocks. Right here, this is where the creek gravel actually came in handy. Right here, it kept getting soft on Bob when he was bringing his truck through, and we kept taking all the big rocks from the load, and we kept piling them in here, and they've actually been packed down now where it's pretty solid. And part of it's just because the ground has been so saturated lately that it's very soft. But it's been sunny and dry for the last 2 days. That has helped dramatically as well, so now that's getting more solid. So we're gonna use this, I guess as you could call it a feedlot, sort of. This trough right here behind us, we're gonna take that down. We're gonna move it over here, and it'll be, oh, see that wall? My bad. This wall right here. We're gonna center it on that wall, and we'll run it this way. And that gives us plenty of room for trucks to drive in, so like our grain truck when they deliver our grain. And it also gives us plenty of room to take our tractor in and out when it's got the manure spreader on it. Basically, we want to get to a point where if we're driving trucks or equipment on it, we don't want to get stuck. We had that problem, I think I explained it earlier in the video, where our grain truck got stuck this year. And it wasn't even that bad. It was just the top that was just a little greasy. But either way, it's inconvenient for us, it's inconvenient for the company. So we want to stop that. And we also want to fix the bigger problem of when we let these guys out here before, when we were feeding them out here, because it was just so crowded in there, everybody didn't have enough space to get their piece of the pie, so to speak. So we made it open up, and we brought them in here to the barnyard to feed, and that was great. They ate out of there really well, but then they started chasing all the little green grass that you see here. They started chasing it everywhere. Well, usually not a big deal for the ewes, because they can handle a couple of parasites and can even get past it. However, those little babies, not so much for them. So we ended up having to deworm a lot of animals because of it. And stupidity, I guess you could call it, on our part, or just plain not thinking. So now we're gonna have it where it's controlled. This will be fenced off from up there, down around here, down to this corner, and over to here. That'll all be fenced off. They won't be able to go anywhere else, so they'll get what they need from here as far as their grain, and there won't be anything else for them to really play with, so they'll be interested in just going right back in. And kills two birds with one stone, because like I said, we can bring vehicles through here and we don't have to worry about getting stuck. There's not much mud. So lots of changes going on. Lots of changes. Oh, and when we lost our camera, I forgot to show you this. I'll show you here in a second. We did build a new chicken coop. So the chicken coop down here, the shed, is going to go away. Not sure what we're gonna do with it yet, but it's gonna go away. And you can see that in the background over there, our sheep running around. Our flock is split up. So these are all moms that had their babies, and their babies are all over 8 weeks old. If they're in here, there's two reasons. If they're woolly, they're not staying. They are gonna go to the sale barn. They don't have a place here at our farm. We don't desire those traits. And then the other ones were tagless, so we don't know exactly who the moms were. And the tagless ones and ones that had the numbers on them that we knew, they had to stay because their babies are less than 8 weeks old. So once the babies are all over 8 weeks old, everybody will get kicked out except for the woolly ones and the mastitis mom. She did recover, but she's not gonna recover from it. The scar tissue there is gonna prevent her from having any any milk for her babies, so we don't want to keep her around anymore. But that's pretty much it. So yeah. What do you want to show me? Everybody wants to get in the rocket ship.
Yeah. We're going on a rocket ship.
So, that YouTube money we talked about, they paid for this. These are stainless steel hog feeders. And you can adjust right here how much you want this opening to let out at a time. And so far we've really liked it. We put a bucket in each and the lambs can get to it easily. The lambs are willing to work for it. The adults are, I don't know if I'd say they're willing to work for it, but they do work for it. So it makes it to where they're not being able to just gulp all that grain down. Plus it gave us a good test run. We're gonna use these as creep feeders next year. And the reason being is because we can fill this completely full. We can set it to just barely let any grain out. And we can make it to where only the ewes can get in here to it. So that is going to be a beautiful upgrade. The rocket ship, the grain bin, we want to set it over here at the back. It's not going to quite fit. It'll fit in here, but it won't leave enough room for the auger for the grain truck to fill it. So we're going to put it outside right there in that corner, but we're going to have to pour some concrete for it. I gotta spread all these political promises real quick. Make sure that you turn the lights off on the tractor when you get out. Very simple task. I failed. George, what happened to you? Don't want to talk about it? Alright, so our neighbors are here. They're going to help us. We got to grab some rams that we can't use for breeding again this year, since they bred last year and we're keeping their daughters. Interesting story though, we have a bet going of if we can get out with the trailer, since we almost got stuck here.
Huh? We want to kind of block this off to the side?
Well, if we turn this sideways, one more. Stop.
Hit him by the neck or the
Yeah, it don't matter which.
neck or the foot?
Yeah, but if you get them by the neck, you're gonna have to lift up because otherwise they know to pull down real quick and then lift their head out.
I got it.
Come on, girls, come on. This is a ram right here too. Got it.
Right here.
Got him.
I got one too.
You got one. Hey, hold on. I'll grab yours first because I got mine. It's all right. Now we've got him trapped, kind of. That's right. Trap. What was the bet? 30 bucks?
I got 20 on you and I got 10 on
You got what?
I got 10 on him. He's saying he's in your favor, saying you're gonna make it.
I don't think that's how it works. You're either for or against. You can't be both. Now I know what everyone's gonna say. That's a lot of ruts to clean up, but I won the 20 bucks. And the other beauty is that that's the same neighbor that I would borrow the roller from to roll the ruts out. So it'd be more embarrassing if I had to borrow it in order to fix my mess up where I didn't make it through. What in the world are you two doing? This was not part of the bet, inspecting what's under the hood.
I don't know if you
dual
busted
turbos?
a hose or something. I mean, steam.
Steam? I think you're talking about smoke. I do dump a lot of fuel in order to spin that turbo. You know what Jason was seeing? Jason was seeing that money that he bet going right out. That's what he saw going up in smoke, wasn't it?
Yeah, I bet him. I was like, he won't even make it to the gate.
Oh, you lost twice? Oh, what an idiot. You never bet against the Duramax.
No, I wouldn't bet.
I will say there's
It
one.
wasn't Duramax I was betting against. It was the mud.
Well, we do have plenty of it. Speaking of which,
He was
Lance
going
has
uphill.
lots of mud for sale.
Yeah, I saw him.